By now it's clear what President Musk and his orange minion mean by wasteful government spending. When they're talking about wasteful government spending, they are not talking about money that has been misappropriated by big corporations with their government contracts. They're not talking about money that has been misappropriated through patronage and spoils. They are not talking about money that has been shifted from point A to B because of graft or lost because of incompetence. That is not what they mean by wasteful government spending. By wasteful government spending, what they mean is any money that is being spent to help those people, right? Those people, poor people, working class people, even middle class people, money that is being used to help them get health care, help them get food, help them get access to the market, to get an education. These are things that President Musk and the Orange Minion feel are wasteful. And if you really want to understand this, you have to go back to the late 19th century. The late 19th century is that period that the MAGA movement thinks is the golden age of America society. That was the time that America was great as far as this movement is concerned. We thought it was the 1950s. No. It was the late 1800s, late 1890s, 1900 top end. Why? Well, because that was the golden age of American capitalism with free markets, laissez-faire economics, right? This was a time where people like the Rockefellers and the Vanderbilts and the DuPonts could accumulate massive amounts of wealth on the backs of people who had no support whatsoever. No minimum wage, no job site safety rules and regulations, no environmental regulations, no overtime hours, no health care, no social support, no welfare, no food, none of that stuff. So what you had was a group of people who were in a desperate situation, who were forced to sell their labor to big companies for subsistence wages, if that. And when something happened, if they got injured, or they got sick, they died. And it was no skin off the nose of the Rockefellers, the Vanderbilts, or the Carnegies, or any of those folks. That's the world that Musk and his Orange Minion want to bring back to the United States after 100 years of movements to try to improve the lives of working people. They're trying to roll that back completely. Look, it is justified through a philosophy that goes back into even my field of sociology called social Darwinism. All right, the idea of social Darwinism was designed to explain the vast, differences in wealth between those at the top and those at the bottom. So sociologists like Herbert Spencer, William Graham Sumner espoused this idea of social Darwinism, and a misapplication of Darwinian theory, right? And the idea was that societies progress because of a sort of internal competition among the citizens, in which those who are best adapted to the society rise to the top and propel the society forward, and those least adapted to society fall to the bottom and do whatever work they're capable of doing. And that's social Darwinism. And according to this idea of social Darwinism, any attempt to help those people is going to cause the society to become weaker, because then what you're doing is you're taking wealth that was accumulated by the best people and helping to support the lowest people achieve a level of status that they're incapable of securing. So you've constantly got to secure them. That's this idea of social Darwinism. And that's what we're trying to bring back. That's what Musk and the Orange Minion are trying to bring back. This red in tooth and claw concept of the marketplace, where the best rise to the top and the worst fall to the bottom, and that's just the way it is. That's what they're trying to bring back. Now, back in the 1990s, we were in this debate as well, right? And this is where we kind of see the modern conservative movement starting to rise out of, out of the ashes, so to speak. And we see books like Bell Curve, that were used to promote this idea that, well, those people who are the least adapted, those people who are poor, minorities, what have you, they are there because they're just not as smart as the rest of us. So it's a waste of money to try to get mentally inferior people into a superior status. It's the same ideology. It's the same backward ideology that came about to explain the atrocities of the 1890s. Oh, and it has become a centerpiece of the MAGA movement. Why? Which is strange, because most of the MAGA movement, the overwhelming majority of the MAGA movement, are, from the point of view of President Musk and the Orange Minion, those people. But they've managed to secure the support, the vapid, violent support of people that they hate, by convincing them that, no, we're not talking about you, you're just like us. We're talking about those people, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, whoever those people might be. They tend to be a little browner, right? They tend to be not from around here. We're talking about those people, not you people. They're talking about you people. And let's hope that the vast majority of MAGA, who are hated by their leaders, figure this out before they lead this country to ruin.